My name is Maxi Louis. I'm the director for NACSO. NACSO is a network of NGOs that supports a program called the Community-Based Natural Resource Program. In Namibia is well known for conservancies, community forests, and also communities that are involved in fishing, especially in the Zambezi and the Kavango regions. We have around 87 of these communal conservancies, around 46 community forests. It's a national program. We implement this program in 12 political regions, except the Commerce region. The communal conservancies are very important for Namibia's environment because most of our population live in communal areas, and this is also where most of our natural resources are. And as a result, we need to make sure that our people are involved in making sure that they look after those resources, but also benefit from those resources. The Communal Conservancy Program has what we call 3 support structures. One is to look at governance, so they organize themselves in units where they govern themselves. They are community-based organizations. Then they make sure that they look after those resources. So that is the natural resource part, looking after their wildlife, looking after their trees, looking after anything that has to do with the ecosystems that they live in. And then the third one is the business part, where their income is generated, and so 80% or a little bit more than that of their income is derived from tourism, and we are trying now to diversify for them also to have other income from other resources. There is a lot of inspiring stories, but maybe the one that is very close to my heart is the one that governs itself, even though it's not perfect. I'm looking at a conservancy like Ibasen. I look at a conservancy like Twadi and several more in the Zambezi region. They are very inspiring because they become self-governing bodies. They have officers, they employ their own staff, community game guards. These are very critical rangers or game guards. They are the ones that go out there and do the work on the ground for us. They are the ears and the eyes of the communities. They collect data, and based on that data, we are able to make decisions in terms of how the environments in conservancies and community forests are monitored. It's not just one particular challenge. A lot of our conservancies live in areas that are drought-stricken, and as you know, climate change is a big issue. That is one of the challenges. The other one is also the challenge of human-wildlife conflict is still something that will always be there. I always say that human-wildlife conflict will never go away, but we can try and minimize it and make sure that communities have their livelihoods taken care of. Governance is a big challenge in conservancies. Even though I was talking about the structures that are in place, it's still very challenging within communities because of continuity issues, democratic structures that are in there. It should be very positive when I talk about democratic structures, but every change also has a big challenge. I can mention, but there's also others. And I would say most fortunate things that we have in Namibia, especially on our landscapes, because we have these open landscapes. Most of those landscapes are on communal areas. And on those landscapes, we have the country's most iconic species. And so it happens that those species are the ones that are in those areas. They are not in parks, they are in open areas. And the communities have taken it upon themselves, have sacrificed their lands to be able to look after these iconic species. And I can give you a good example, and that is of the black rhino. Is one of an iconic species that is on communal land. We found them now in the Rongo regions. We now they are also in the east in Nyanyai, and they are roaming around. And who's looking after those iconic species like a black rhino? It's the community. The elephants are roaming around. Who's looking after them is the communities. So the Conservancy program is very much a program that really make sure that the communities themselves appreciate this iconic wildlife, and at the same time benefit from this iconic wildlife, and also making sure that our grandchildren will be able to see a lot of these iconic species in their natural environments. Climate change, as I said, is a big challenge, one of the big challenges that we have in one of our countries, the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. Climate change is a big challenge. But what we are trying to do with conservancies for me is already one of those resilient structures that we have in place to address climate change. We have programs that addresses issues that come with climate change. Just to be a conservancy already, for me, you are addressing climate change because we have lots of programs that actually are out there and the communities are doing it. The Namibian Conservancy model has been going for over 30 years. So there is consistent support to this model. There is government support. There is civil society support. The communities themselves are involved. We respect the rights of the communities. We make sure that they get benefits from those natural resources. It's a very democratic structure or structures. They make sure that their communities are engaged. So for me, as a result, that is very unique in terms of making sure that we have created these partnerships between government, between civil society, between conservancies and community forests, and in general working with the private sector. So we don't do these things all by ourselves. We have created partnerships, and those partnerships make it work, and that's why it's so unique as a model. What gives me hope is that I would leave Namibia one day, but knowing that this program will continue, and this program will continue to be able to save the environment in our country for generations to come. For me, that is hope. My last words are that as much as we have this good model, a model needs to be nurtured. And that nurturing comes from us being committed as a country to nationalize this program at a level that it is a success. We continue to make sure these communities are involved. We don't undermine their rights. We should not forget that it is also hard work. It takes a lot to be able to make it work. I think it will continue working. It just needs passionate people, and since the future is young people, it needs passionate young people to take the torch now and move it forward.